What did you make of the Super Eagles' performance? Was it dominant? Was it one-sided? Could it have been better? Was it a weak performance? Just when you respond, I want you to bear in mind that this is another win for Eric Chelle, who still has not lost with the Super Eagles in a 90-minute encounter. The only loss was that loss against the DR Congo, which ended, which technically was a draw, but he lost some penalties. What was your impression of the team's performance?
Do you know what? After looking at the game and seeing what I've been seeing recently from Nigeria, where it seems that we always just manage to stumble across the finish line, I was actually quite happy with the way the game went, especially in the first half. We created many chances. We looked cohesive. We looked like a team who could go out and actually, do something and force the issue. I think the second half, Tanzania came into it a bit more. But overall, I felt like the result was actually a very good result. But the performance itself showed a lot of promise and gave us something to really build on. It wasn't perfect, but if anything, this early on, you still don't want to be perfect so soon. You want to get better as the tournament goes on. So I agree that there are things to work on, but overall I felt like it was a good performance from the team. Our top players showed promise. Our top players showed that, they're ready for the tournament. Osimhen didn't get the goal, but he was getting chances and he had one ruled off for offside. So our players are looking lively. I think we'll get better as it goes on, but overall, I was happy with the performance.
Shea, let me come to you. Are we spoiled here in Nigeria? Because we always seem to want our team to play this swashbuckling, one-sided game, put the opposition into their cage, have like 95% possession and win by 6 or 7-0. Are we spoiled? Or are we just maybe we just don't understand that football is not that way? You're playing 7 against 11 men who also believe in themselves, and maybe we have been a bit too critical of this Nigerian national team and their performances.
Well, I think personally, like that was said, I liked the first half. I felt we had so much control when we were opening out. But after halftime, it was a bit end-to-end. There were times when I felt Tanzania put us under some pressure. And that level of control is something that we need to find solutions to, because against superior teams, I think they will punish us. I felt we allowed Tanzania to have somewhat of more of the ball after halftime. And I don't think Eric Chelle reacted that well to how the game went. So I feel obviously Nigerians are a demanding people. We tend to always want our players to play top level football. But also, like you said, Tanzania also think that they are no pushovers, and these days in AFCON football, they are no minutes. But I feel based on the quality of our team, I personally would have expected more control from us after going back in front. Of course, I know that we were pegged back and then we responded pretty well by Lookman showing that pretty amazing individual brilliance. But after that, it was a bit too close to comfort for me. I felt we would have exerted much more control over proceedings going forward. And I feel against better teams like Tunisia, which we will face in our next match, we might get punished if we are unable to exert a level of control over proceedings.
Well, Dapo, let's talk about Tunisia for a minute. Their opening game was really good performance, 3-1 win over Uganda. They're a very good technical, physical, and tactically astute team as well. Qualified for the FIFA World Cup in easy fashion. And they pretty much threw down the gauntlet yesterday against Uganda. The last time Nigeria faced Tunisia at the Africa Cup of Nations, some called that game the death knell of Maduka Okoye's career in the national team, because they won 1-0. And remember, the Super Eagles actually started their competition excellently, winning 3 games in a row in their group phase, only to capitulate against Tunisia in the second round. So you look at that game based on the last encounter, how well the Super Eagles are doing, or how badly they are doing, and the Tunisian team that is high on confidence. What can Eric Chelle do to neutralize Tunisia, and would a draw in that game be a good result?
First of all, obviously Nigeria, with the talent that we have, you would expect us to go out and win. I think the reality of the situation is that there are no easy games. I know we want to believe that there are easy games, but there are none. And Tunisia would be a very tough team. I think if they were to draw that game, depending on the performance of the team, depending on how both teams get on, that would kind of give you, an insight into whether it will be a good result or not. Personally, I do feel like Nigeria can go in and win that game. I feel like it's going to be a totally different game to what they faced with Uganda. We have better players. We have a team that, under Eric Chelle, we have not lost in 90 minutes. So I'm expecting Eric Chelle to go out there and tell the boys to just keep on doing what they're doing, but have a bit more urgency and keep applying pressure. We've seen that a lot of the time in the second half. Again, we drop off, but he's going to ask for a bit more energy to keep the pressure on, and I do actually believe that Nigeria can come out on top and win that game.
Well, Shay, let me talk to you. Let me ask your opinion regarding that. Nigeria seems to lack, there seems to be a lack of staying power regarding Nigeria's performances in the last few games. They seem to run out of steam in the second half. Now, against a really tactical, very astute Tunisian team, that would be potentially dangerous. Are you envisaging any personnel changes in Eric Chelle's starting lineup in that game against Tunisia, or is it same of same? Do you think the team that was on the pitch against Tanzania is good enough to get the result against the Tunisians?
Well, I personally would, and I draft General Medica into the team, someone who I feel should get more minutes in the national team. I feel in the midfield is someone who, apart from his control of possession, he also has the legs to go across. And I feel against a team like Tunisia, we need someone of Onyedika's legs. But if Eric Chelle opts for the same starting lineup, and this is the mistake I actually saw from José Peseiro at the previous AFCON, where he kept playing the same players over and over again. And then when he goes to the final, where out on our pitch, we had so many tired players. If he opts for the same 11, one thing I've changed really is swapping Alex Eguavoen and Samuel Chukwueze, because the same Chukwueze actually...
Shay, I'm really sorry to cut you short.